MTDCNC are in Colville today. We're at Matsuura's headquarters. I'm here with Joe Bellis. Now, if you follow us on our channel, you probably would have seen a few months ago us at a company with Joe called OGM in Oxford, who had purchased a Lumex additive manufacturing machine from Matsuura. Joe, you mentioned at that time during that interview that you were to become one of the resellers as well for the HP product. Can you tell us why the business has opted to do this?
So we wanted to strengthen our additive manufacturing department within Matsuura. Where the Lumex was developed around manufacturing mold tooling, we now see the HP machine fitting in nicely for low run, sort of hundreds to low thousands injection molding.
Yeah, there is a big difference between the two disciplines, isn't there, really? Because the Lumex is a metal printing additive manufacturing machine, and this, like you say, is for, well, where does this fit? I mean, that is probably a question to ask you because they're so versatile.
Yeah, so like I say, we saw it fitting in as a process to replace low-run injection molding. It's actually cheaper to manufacture parts this way. So rather than having a tool manufactured, which can be expensive, you can just drop a model in and print the part straight off, and the quality of the components is just as good.
Okay, so you're a few months into this venture so far. Has it been everything that you expected in being able to supply this type of machinery? You know, where's the marketplace for Matsuura?
Well, we first of all targeted sort of the obvious markets, 3D printing, plastics, but we found out through the amount of customers that have come to us is it's wide open. There's all sorts of different industries that are coming to us, asking us whether we can print tools.
So we've looked at the HP machines before with other resellers, Joe, and I agree that, I mean, the machine's versatility is incredible. But you mentioned the fact that it's a very, very wide opportunity for different audiences. Can you give us some examples of applications you've been involved in thus far that demonstrate that?
Yeah, so injection molding. So we're already working with companies to replace injection molded parts, aerospace, medical, motorsport. Some of the parts may not actually go onto the machine itself, but they're actually tools in aiding in the manufacture of components that will go into either medical or.
And what's the biggest advantage then to the technology, and how is it lending itself to those areas? One thing that I always think is that it means you don't necessarily have to carry a lot of stock of parts, do you? Because you can just print them on an instant.
Yeah, so a lot of companies are doing that now. So rather than having a room full of stock of components, you can have a printer that prints on demand. I mean, the printer's quick enough to print within a day. So you can have, I don't know, you could have 100 parts sent to the customer the next day.
And from the Matsuura side, then you've been involved with the Lumex and the additive manufacturing for many, many years. In fact, that machine, from memory, is around about 20 years old, I believe. So experience is you're certainly not short of experience.
Yeah.
What strengths do Matsuura bring to this 3D printing arena, in your opinion?
So we've took it very much from an application point of view. So we took the machine into our showroom, and we've basically run build after build, checking that everything that HP have said is true. Because the way we sell our machining centres is on an application basis. It's a solution selling, really. So anything and everything that people have thrown at us, we've had to go at printing it. You might have to change the way you print it to get a better result. But what we're finding is the part quality, both mechanically and aesthetically, is fantastic. And
we all know that Matsuura have had tremendous success over the years with the sales of their subtractive machining solutions and their metal cutting machinery. Is the process the same here as that, in the sense that when you're selling machines on the metal cutting side, you need to make sure they're getting a return on investment, you need to improve cycle times, improve production? Is it the same with this 3D printing technology, and how do you go about that justification process?
Yeah, so it's a really fast process. It's a one-pass process. So you lay the powder, and then it deposits the fusing and detailing agent. So you're looking at about 8 to 12 seconds per pass, and the most a build will probably ever take you is 16 hours. So potentially, the more parts you can pack into a build, the cheaper the component.
Okay, so it should be quite easy to justify then an increase in throughput of component. But what about making sure that part is integrally correct and has the same strength as maybe something else? Is that just a new way of thinking?
Yeah, so there's things that you can do to keep the strength, as well as optimizing, 3D printing in general. So topology optimization is something often talked about in 3D printing, whereby you reduce the weight of a component, but structurally you keep the strength.
A bit like building triangles, building bridges out of triangles at school.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Triangles are the strongest shape there. So.
Took the words out of your mouth. The machines that you're actually supplying here then as a reseller for HP, do you want to just give us a very, very quick overview of what it is that you're supplying and whether there's any more to the range than what we see here today?
Yeah, so what we're supplying is the 4200 machine. With that you get the machine, build unit, or two build units depending on whether you want to run it as a production machine. What we say is 2 build units allows you to swap in and out. You'll have one build unit being printed, one processing, filling, and then when one's finished, swap it around. So one goes in the machine, one goes in the processing station. So you'll get the processing station as well, and as well you get the support that Matsuura always.
That was going to be my closer, really. The training, the actual, maybe is it called a turnkey in this environment? I don't know, but the way that you support someone throughout, from the purchase right the way through to the delivery and going forward, does that all come as expected?
Yeah, depends on the clientele really. For somebody who's in 3D printing, they'll probably have a lot of knowledge in 3D printing and probably won't need as much help to start up as other companies. If they're new into 3D printing, we'll do exactly what we do with our other machines. We'll hold their hand until they're happy that they're producing quality functional parts.